Hello, and welcome to my channel. I'm glad you could join me today. My name is Yi, and today we're going to be talking about how the scapegoat child is coerced to give away their power. The scapegoat child is often selected by a narcissistic parent because there's something different about that child. There's something that the narcissist doesn't understand and feels intimidated and threatened, or even envious of the child, without even really knowing why. Quite often, the scapegoat is the most intuitive and the one who can see through injustice and negative game playing. And they're not willing to go along with it. They will call it out for what it is. The narcissist does not want to be exposed. They don't want their unjust behaviors to be exposed. This can trigger the narcissistic parent because they can feel the shame within themselves just by being around the scapegoat child, because that child has more light. Their light shines very strongly, and it can trigger a narcissistic parent who hasn't started addressing their own shame, their own shadow. So the narcissistic parent selects this child as the scapegoat because, firstly, they trigger them. Secondly, they don't want their negative behaviours exposed. And they can sense that the child will do this. Instead of addressing their own inner shame and their own shadow, they offload this onto the scapegoat child so that child can take on all the burdens that the parent doesn't want to acknowledge. As well as taking on the burdens, the parent's burdens, the child will also be silenced in trying to call out what's happening within the family. So the scapegoat child is tasked with carrying all the burdens of the parent's shame and self-hatred in many cases. And also, they're blamed for everything that goes wrong in the family. So the narcissistic parent does not have to take responsibility for any of their own mistakes, bad decisions, or their own weaknesses that are actually causing problems within the family. It's all blamed on the scapegoat child. Because that child represents everything the parent doesn't like about themselves, they set about sabotaging that child. The more damaged the child becomes, the easier it is for the narcissistic parent to point to the child and say, see, there's something wrong with them. They're the cause of all the family problems, not me or the rest of the family. So by constantly blaming, criticizing, ridiculing, shaming, humiliating, isolating, and devaluing the scapegoat, they cause the scapegoat to develop really severe self-doubt. Initially, the scapegoat may try to please the narcissistic parent in order to gain the validation, approval, and love that they desperately need. But these things are not given to them. So as the scapegoat gradually becomes more depressed, more hopeless, they gradually give away their power. Their life force diminishes. And the narcissistic parent actually feeds off that life force. So the narcissist is like a modern day vampire, draining the scapegoat of their life force, their light, until they have nothing left and go into a very dark place and start to hate themselves. Because this behavior is all they've ever experienced, the scapegoat will continue to sabotage themselves even after they have no contact with the narcissist. They may continue to sabotage their own self-esteem, their own self-love, and their own success in the world. However, the scapegoat can choose to heal and regain their power and their light. You have to choose not to seek revenge on the narcissist, not to hate them and wish them ill. You have to choose not to pass on any damage to other people. I believe that if you've been damaged by trauma and you've gone to a very dark place, when you choose to heal, you can actually raise your light to a higher frequency than you would have if you hadn't been damaged. It's like the physics law. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So by choosing to do the healing work, choosing to go to the light, we can actually raise our frequency to an extremely high level. So if you've been damaged by trauma, whether it's through being the scapegoat or other trauma, choose to regain your light and do this by starting your own healing. Take responsibility for your own healing, your own life. Gradually, you'll feel better, you'll improve, your light will come forth. But you have to continue with the self-care for your entire life in order to build and maintain that self-love. Once our healing is complete, we can also help others to overcome their trauma and raise their frequency. This is how we ascend. By doing this ourselves and helping others to do it, we are actually creating the new world with a higher frequency. So I have to mention that I have recently launched a psychic and spiritual development course. It's a shortened version of my beginner's course. If you want to purchase that course, I'll put the link below and in the description as well. Also, for any healing from trauma, I'm available for one-on-one healing sessions and counselling sessions as well. And please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me to get your support to grow this channel so that I can continue to be of service to others in this lifetime. So I hope this has been helpful and interesting for you today. Wherever you are in the world, I wish you love and courage on your journey. And I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Take care and bye for now.